How does the trial spawner work in Minecraft? The trial spawner is a new spawner that is found in the trial chambers, has different mechanics than the mob spawner, and is important to get the unique loot items in this update. The trial spawner is in the 1.21 update. To get them currently, you will have to turn on the experiments. If there are any changes, I'll do an updated video. How does the trial spawner work? First off, the trial spawner is found in the trial chambers. If you want to know how to find a trial chamber, I have a card on the top right. The trial spawner is found in different locations in the trial chamber, like the combat chamber and the corridor. Both of these can have multiple trial spawners in them. The spawning of mobs isn't affected by light level. Mobs will spawn at any light level from the spawner. The mobs will spawn within 4 spherical blocks of the trial spawner. Let's start with the spawning range of the trial spawner. The trial spawner will have a range of 14 blocks that the player will have to be within to start spawning mobs. The trial spawners can be close together, so you might only want to be within range of 1 at a time. Next is the spawning interval. The trial spawner will attempt to spawn a mob every 2 seconds. When you get within a range, the trial spawners will quickly spawn mobs, and once you kill a mob, it'll spawn a new mob quickly. One of the new mechanics for the trial spawner is the simultaneous mobs. This is the number of mobs that is alive at one time from the trial spawner. For most of the mobs, this is 3 mobs. Baby zombies is 2, and the breeze is 1. For each additional player, there is 0.5 added for the breeze and baby zombies, and 1 added for other mobs to the simultaneous mob count. This is different from the mob spawners in the game, as it will only spawn a certain number of mobs alive at once. Also, the slimes won't count for simultaneous mobs if you break them into smaller mobs. Another new mechanic is the total mobs. The total mobs is the number of mobs a trial spawner can spawn. This will be 6 with most mobs and 2 for the breeze. If there are any additional players, the total mobs increase by 1 for the breeze and 2 for other mobs. Let's go through the different types of trial spawners. There are 4 different types of trial spawners, and you can tell the type based on the blocks surrounding them. For each category, there's an equal chance for that mob to have that trial spawner. The breeze mob will have its own trial spawner. This is the only location that breezes spawn in the game. The breeze is a new mob that fires wind charges that knock back the player. They also move very quickly and can jump far. When the breeze is killed, they will drop breeze rods. The next category is the melee. The mobs are the zombies, husks, and spiders. The next one is the small melee that has silverfish, baby zombies, slime, and cave spiders. And last is the ranged mobs. These are the stray, the skeleton, and the new bogged mob. The bogged is a new skeleton variant that spawns in swamp and mangrove swamps, and from the trial spawner, they can be sheared to get red mushrooms and brown mushrooms. They fire poison tipped arrows and can drop 1 poison tipped arrow when killed. The loot that is ejected from the trial spawner. Once you have defeated the total mobs from a trial spawner, it will eject loot items every 1.5 seconds from the loot table. This will also happen for each player the trial spawner has detected. There's a 50% chance to get a trial key. The other 50% chance can be things like glowberries, emeralds, baked potatoes, golden carrot, ender pearl, potion of regeneration, and the potion of strength. These items are meant to be useful in helping you combat the mobs in the trial chamber. The trial key can be used to unlock a vault that will give you items like tridents, diamond gear, the guster banner pattern, the bolt armor trimming smithing template, enchanted books, wind charges, and the ominous bottle. The armor trim and banner pattern are only found through the vault. The vaults are found usually in the same room as the trial spawners. Next, let's talk about the cooldown. After you defeated the total mobs and the loot items will be ejected, the trial spawner will enter a 30-minute cooldown where it will not spawn any mobs. Next, let's talk about turning a trial spawner into an ominous trial spawner. This is done by drinking an ominous bottle, giving you the bad omen effect for 100 minutes. The level of the bad omen effect will be level 1 to 5 and can be seen by hovering over the bottle. If you want to know about getting the ominous bottle, I have a card on the top right. When the player has the bad omen effect and is within a 14 block range of the trial spawner, this will turn it into an ominous trial spawner and start an ominous trial. The player has to be within line of sight of the spawner, meaning you have to be able to see it. The ominous trial will be 15 minutes in duration, and the level will be the same as the bad omen effect. The difference with the ominous trial spawner is that it will spawn mobs with different levels of equipment equipment depending on the level of the ominous trial, and will summon projectiles or lingering potions over the players or mobs. Also, mobs that can't wear armor will have their total mob count doubled. The other thing is that when the trial spawner turns into an ominous trial spawner, this will despawn any current mobs, and it can activate it if it is in cooldown. It could be useful to defeat the trial spawner first, get it in cooldown, then start an ominous trial to reactivate it. This way you can get the trial key and the ominous trial keys. Once the total mobs from the ominous trial spawner are defeated, there's a 30% chance to eject an ominous trial key. The other items that can be ejected are the baked potato, steak, golden carrot, rotten flesh, potion of regeneration, and the potion of strength. Now let's talk about the ominous trial key and the ominous vault. The ominous trial key can be used to unlock the ominous vault that will be surrounded by red candles, red glazed terracotta, and tough blocks. The ominous vault can be found in the combat chamber and off of the rooms connected to the corridor that is a 3-story tall area with decorated pots in it. The unique items that can be ejected from the ominous vault include the flow banner pattern, flow armor trim smithing template, the windburst enchanted book, the creator music disc, and the heavy core. All of these items are only found through the ominous vault. The heavy core is valuable as it is needed to craft a mace, a weapon that accumulates damage on how far the player has fallen. The ominous vault will eject 2 to 6 items. There are other loot items that are possible, like the diamond gear, the block of iron, golden apple, enchanted golden apples, emeralds, and the wind charges.